Multiplying fractions. The product of two or more fractions, we have two fractions here, 3/4 and 5/8, is equal to the product of the numerators divided by the product of the denominators. So we could actually rewrite this to see that. We take the product of the two numerators, we divide it by the product of the two denominators, and we get 15 over 32. We didn't need to have a common denominator here. You just simply multiply your numerators and you multiply your denominators. The inverse property of multiplication states that the product of a non-zero number and its multiplicative inverse, which some teachers refer to as a reciprocal, will equal 1. So in this case we have 8 times its reciprocal or its multiplicative inverse. And if you remember that all whole numbers have that imaginary 1 underneath them, you then go ahead and multiply your numerators. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 1 is 8. And then you multiply your denominators. 1 times 8 is 8. And 8 over 8 reduces to 1. Multiplying mixed numbers. To multiply mixed numbers, first write them as improper fractions. So we have 5½ You can do this by taking the denominator, you multiply it by the whole number, that would give you 10, and then you add the 1. That results in the 11 here, but it's important to keep your denominator the same. 3 3/4, the same process. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15, keeping your denominator the same. Then we can rewrite this as 11 times 15 over 2 times 4. We do the multiplication and we get 165/8. It's improper, so we have to reduce that. When we do the division, we end up with 20 and 5/8. When we can check our problem using the same system as we used up here, we'll take 8 times 20, 160, plus 5. And in fact, it does equal 165.